Singapore's national carrier, Singapore Airlines, posted a profit of $380 million for the first half of its fiscal year. This is in sharp contrast to the operating loss of $159 million for the same time last year. SIA will issue a half-year interim dividend of 20 cents per share to shareholders this fiscal year. At the Singapore Airlines Group Analyst and Media Briefing held on Wednesday, CEO Chew Choon Seng, seated next to his successor Goh Choon Pong, gave a breakdown of the top 5 expenditures of the parent airline company as follows. Staff expenses increased by 8.8% because wage cuts were restored this year. Sales cost also showed a 14.9% increase as remuneration in terms of commission and incentives also increased. Meanwhile, the Singapore Airlines Group, which consists of parent company Singapore Airlines and its 3 subsidiaries, Silk Air, SIA Engineering and SIA Cargo, also saw half-year operating profits rise to $596 million. The year-on-year increase in profits was over $1 billion. This figure excludes profits from the Singapore Airport Terminal Services, or SATS, which has been spun off and divested from the SIA Group since it was announced in May last year. The SIA Group currently has reported an earnings per share of 53 cents. The board has also agreed to issue an interim dividend of 20 cents per share, which, if history is anything to go by, might lead to a much higher final dividend.
The last time you declared interim dividend, 20 cents, that was fiscal March 07, March 08. You end up with a dollar dividend. Is that a similar pattern?
Well, I don't think you can determine the level of dividends based on the level of interim dividend. In the end, at the end of the financial year, management and the board will have to then make an evaluation and decide what's the dividend for the financial year when the financial year closes. Yeah, so you shouldn't look at the interim dividend. But it's true, if you look back in history, the highest interim dividend that we've paid out was 20 cents. Not just the year when we paid the $1 dividend.
If you look at the numbers also, the year when we paid that level of dividend was also a year when we made more than $2 billion. So, I leave you to decide.
And with that hint from Mr. Chew, hopes for a $1 dividend might just be possible if SIA Group's profit crosses the $2 billion mark. Throughout the press conference, Mr. Chew's successor, Goh Choon Pong, kept relatively quiet. He only spoke when asked if SIA would purchase more Airbus A380s in the future.
Obviously, we will inform the market and the public as and when we make up that decision. So, there you go.